What is a typical day like for the single-hander going from Florida all the way to Canada? In this video, I'm going to show you what it's like on the average day-to-day sailing activities that go on for me, Captain Michael Potts, on the Sailing Yacht EV. I scrape down my hull and make my way north. If you ever wondered what it's going to be like for you out there, this is the video for you, so stick around. All right, it's the next day. We're in Palm Beach. Quite a day yesterday. Holy, it's that last 5 nautical miles when you're sailing upwind. There's a lot of barnacles on the bottom of this boat, and I could really, yesterday I really could have used a clean hull, you know. So it's crucial that I go down and scrape this hull down. That's what my plan is today. I can only be here for 24 hours as per the rules for the Coast Guard and for CBP. So I'm gonna try and get as much done as I can. I'm gonna load up with diesel today. So scrape the hull, sand the prop, do an inspection of everything down below. I gotta change the shackle on the anchor because it's rusted. It's starting to decay. So I need to do that as well. So that's the plan for today, get the boat all ready. Looks like good wind conditions for offshore tomorrow. Somewhat to get up to Fort Pierce so I can get this alternator repaired. That is the plan. Look at this mess, Jesus. So it's nice and clear here. We're at slack tide right now. I'm gonna go down and scrape the boat, and then I'm gonna get Jesse's, I'm gonna do what I can with whatever air I have left just to get his prop sanded and give it a quick scrape down. Now you gotta be careful, guys. These little critters, they can get in your bloodstream and actually poison you. So you don't wanna, you want to do it when there's a little bit of tide so that as you're scraping, all of the barnacles and stuff kind of go downstream. All right, so let's get in the water. Let's get this done. So here's what I do. I lay a line down the side here, and I'll get in the dinghy and just hand scrape out of the water as much as I can. That way I'm not wasting air down below, but it's really bad down there. So then you scrape that propeller, sand the propeller down. It's so crucial you do this, guys, because in bad weather, you're just not going to go anywhere. I mean, you may move through the water at 3 knots, but you know, this will add a bunch of speed. Essentially what the barnacles are doing is they're increasing the surface area. Therefore, there's more drag on the hull. So let's try to get as much of those barnacles off and get it as smooth as possible, and you should be good. So I got most of the boat done just with the snorkel equipment, and then I did a dive for the propeller and the keel, and that was very successful. And at the end there, the tide's going really quickly right now. So that's that done. All we need now is water and fuel, and we can move on tomorrow. Alrighty, so I'm all fueled up, which is great. I got 11 gallons. Would you believe that yesterday I only used 3 gallons of diesel between here and Fort Lauderdale and here? Isn't that crazy? Of course, I only used the engine for maybe 4 or 5 hours, so less than a gallon per hour is great. So Jesse's doing good. He fixed his fuel problem that he had. He's been burning through crazy amounts of fuel, and I was like, dude, check, see if there's a leak. Hey! I like crows, actually. I'm not gonna give him a hard time. So that's it. The entrance to Fort Pierce, or to Palm Beach, is right here. In the morning, there's good wind. Gonna get up super early. We'll get into Fort Pierce, get this alternator sorted. That's the plan. So I'm gonna have an anchor beer. Mission successful. We managed to scrape the hull down and get loaded with fuel. And we spent one more night there in Palm Beach, swinging around on the hook in preparation for our journey from Palm Beach all the way to Fort Pierce. Bit of a squeaky autopilot. I gotta put some grease on those cables down there. So I just left Palm Beach. We're doing 5.5 knots. Jesse over there. Look at that. Sails are up, engine is off. Got a bit of help from the Gulf Stream. The Gulf Stream touches the shore in Palm Beach. Okay, so we got a bit of a boost that'll probably disappear in a bit here as the Gulf Stream goes this way. Ooh, ooh. There we go, I gotta attend to that. The boom line wasn't tied off properly, see that? There we go, that's better. Alright, I'm gonna concentrate on sailing here, but we should get into Fort Pierce around 4 or 5. We'll see how it goes. It's 43 nautical miles away. Big old bulk carrier, look at that thing. Wow. I wouldn't usually get this close to this ship, but it's kind of in my way. She's at anchor, so. Jasmina D. Wow. Wonder how much diesel that thing burns. Bunker fuel. Probably a ton per hour or something crazy. Look at that thing. Look how bashed up my hands are. Alright, you'll note that I have a knife on me, and it's gonna stay on me for the rest of existence. That was one hell of a scary incident 2 days ago, or whatever, yesterday. Yesterday, yeah. Never again. Always have this knife on me now if I have to cut myself free. You know, things happen out here, you gotta be careful. Sailing yacht EV to Jessical.
This is Sailing Vessel, Josh. What's up?
Hey, looks good, man. Looks like we can get in there by like 5 or even earlier if we maintain this speed.
Let's see here.
Mine actually says 310, but we're gonna lose a bit of the Gulf Stream in a bit here. But yeah, it's looking good, man. Let's see what happens if the wind shifts on our nose. We'll go into Fort St. Lucie.
I'm reading the reviews on Fort St. Lucie. It's going to have an outgoing tide, and it's like a treacherous inlet.
Jesus, I'll take a look at it and do some research. Sailing yacht EV standing by on 7-1.
Copy that.
Alright. Man, I wish every day was like this. It's crazy. Oh yeah, this is great. I could be out here forever. Oh, I love it. Look at this. It's funny, I got thousands of nautical miles, well, 1,000 nautical miles left, and I'm already like, oh, you know, maybe another month or 2 of this, and then we're gonna work on this boat. That'll be the next phase of the channel, getting this boat sorted, new hatches, you know, new paint job, bottom job, interior, gut. Yeah, so I love this, man. This is it for me. Look at that. Like I said, I could be out here forever. Downstairs making food, listening to a podcast, doing 5 knots out on the ocean. This is living life, folks. That nice little swell we got going on here. Good wind. Oh man. I've been fantasizing about the Oyster 595. Just the way the galley's set up, and holy man. So many things that I want to do. I'd like to have a little monitor down below in the galley where I can see forward, you know, so I can keep an eye on where we're going. Oh man. Just a tiny bit bigger boat, you know, into the 40s foot range, and you could just do this around the world, you know, just be out here every day and live your life, cook good food, just be out here on the ocean. I love it, man. Absolutely love it. All right, we're doing pretty good. 20 nautical miles left, so Fort Pierce is up there somewhere. Now it did say that the wind's gonna shift on my nose around 3, so got the engine on just to cover that distance. You know, sometimes you got to do that. It's only running at quarter throttle, so it's barely using any fuel. Maybe I'll use a gallon between here and there, maybe. So yeah, this is great. The fact that the bottom scrape down is game changer. Yeah, I know I can get back to Canada real quick here. You have to be in Fort Pierce for a couple days just to get some RAM, get the alternator fixed, and then I could go out on the Gulf Stream and get to Charleston. It's all weather dependent. I don't think I'll do that though. Probably just gonna do what we're doing now, just day hops, boom, 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 get up the coast. Maybe do an overnight at one point, like getting into Georgia. Yeah. So everything's going well. Look at this. This is great. Look at my hands all cut up from those bloody barnacles. Everything's running good, so let's knock on some wood. Add some actual wood here. Yeah. Yeah, I think we're doing all right. Got a U.S. Coast Guard cutter right there. Wonder what he's up to. I thought he was gonna board me or Jesse. Where's your flares? What are your intentions? Okay. You know, it'd be good as some sunshine because I'm low on battery, and without the alternator, you know. I think that cutter is turning around. Is he turning around? Nice, heading out that way somewhere. Alrighty, I'll check with you guys when we're entering Fort Pierce, the entrance. Fort Pierce is a great place to go. Lots of good provisioning, lots of good anchorages. There's a town there, there's Burger King, you know, Publix, that sort of thing. Dollar General. So we're gonna get in there and get sorted out here. I need this computer to work. God, it's been such a struggle with this computer. All right, so this morning I said I'd go into Port St. Lucie Inlet and take the intercoastal to Fort Pierce just because I knew the wind was going to shift on my nose. I thought I could get away with it, but now I'm headed out to sea because the wind's coming from Fort Pierce. So I'm going to have to tack, you know, tack into the shore and then go back out. So it's going to add about an hour and a half onto the journey, but I don't want to burn the diesel. So look at, right now I'm close hauled. Look how hiked over I am here. Look at this. Need to go close that hatch. Entrance to Fort Pierce is 3 nautical miles away. It seems like every day in the afternoon the wind shifts. I don't know. I got a boat coming at us. Maybe it'll be Homeland Security again. You can see the entrance. Let's get in there. I'm surprised there's no houses along here. This must be like a national park or something. You look through the binoculars and see this boat's coming right at me. It looks like a ribs too. Yeah, just the fishing boat. Poor Jesse's like 10 nautical miles back there. He's got no mainsail. That's the fisherman. All right, we're here in Fort Pierce. I'm gonna anchor up here on the left. The other catamarans there. And I'm having an anchor beer. It's gonna be good. And I'll check in with you guys later. Holy man, hopefully there's no wind noise in this clip. We left Fort Pierce and I'm on my way to Barrow Beach. Managed to upload a video yesterday. That was the most important thing, you know. That took so much effort and finances, guys. There's like boxes everywhere downstairs, cables, oh my God. Living in a house is so much easier. You have space, you know. It's like every time I do something down there, I gotta like dig through lockers or find, you know what I mean? Anyway, the PC is running. I'm having problems with it, but it's running, you know. If it keeps booting up and not seeing the SSD. Anyway, who cares? So, I'm on my way to Vero Beach, where my buddy Steve Cantwell lives, the quartermaster. Anyway, I'm gonna try and get there, and then I'm gonna organize this boat. I had to stay in the rules, right? They told me I couldn't be anywhere for more than 24 hours. So I had to move on this morning. You know, my buddy Jesse's behind me on his boat, Josh. And it was Saturday night. We had a couple celebratory rums last night. Got out of control. Now I feel everything's so crazy, man, on a sailboat. You know, this life, I'm always so busy. I'm always editing or shooting or talking to someone or sailing, you know. It's like, holy man. So it'll be nice to, once I get up to Vero Beach this afternoon, I'm just gonna relax, man. You know, I got that video uploaded, that's all that matters, you know. And again, guys, I'm not making a penny from this channel. I never will, ever. Like, Willie Eccles, like he's the reason why this channel exists, man. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, all the Patreon supporters, at least I can cover some of the expenses. Like, I just dropped $2 grand to get that computer up and running. New inverter, new, you know, everything except for the M.2 drive is brand new. RAM, the whole deal. So it's like, you know, finally I get to a point where I could like take a little bit of the money in Patreon and like put it into something else, but no, it's always something. That's the thing about YouTube, and you know, I appreciate your guys' support. You know, make a comment, hit the like button for me, please. You know, again, if those people are out there like, oh, you got 5,000 subs, you must be making money, you know, 60 Patreon supporters. No, I'm not making a goddamn cent, all right? And I probably will never do that. It's not about that. I love this lifestyle, guys. I love, you know, sharing it with you guys. So, and I appreciate you watching the video. So make a comment down below. I'm gonna make another clip later when we get to Vero Beach. And beautiful Florida afternoon here. There's a nice little wind, sails are up, got the engine on. Going into the tide right now, so I'm only doing about 3 knots. And I noticed in Fort Pierce there, they got to dredge that channel. Right in the center of the channel, went down to 4.5 feet. You know, woo, right under the bridge too. So the government's got to get in there, the Army Corps Engineers got to get in there. I'm worried about, we have a lot of distance to cover, guys. We're going north. I know between Florida, Fernandina, Georgia, and between there and Charleston, a lot of people are like, don't even do it, man. Not in a 6-foot draft. You'll run aground every day, like all day long. You have to wait to get past certain sections because of the low tide. So I think we're gonna have to take the outside, guys. I'm gonna think about it this afternoon and talk a little bit about my strategy on how I sort of visualize how this is all gonna go down. All right, let's get to Vero Beach here. All right, so we got the cops coming up here. I wonder if he's gonna board me and ask me about my flares. We gotta get out of Florida, guys. Wait a minute, you say. Law enforcement. That's probably the Fort Pierce. It's kind of interesting, the court in Fort Pierce there, it's where Donald Trump, like all of his recent, it was adjudicated in that court in Fort Pierce. I was there yesterday, kind of interesting, eh? There's law enforcement there. Oh, it's Fish and Wildlife, I think. It's so that's it. Anyway, yeah, let's move on with our lives.
My mission in these videos has been to try and illustrate what it's going to be like for you if you decide to do what I've done. Live a life at sea, in marinas, on oceans, and in anchorages all over the world. That's a typical day of what it's like out here. In the next video, I get into some serious weather.
Crazy.
Going into St. Augustine, and I visit with a really good friend of mine, Thomas, on his huge, massive 70-foot motor yacht. We look around St. Augustine and enjoy some crazy weather. The weather in Florida can be something to behold. Hope you enjoyed the video. Click the like button. Check out my Patreon down below. You can click the link there and support me if you feel like it. I really hope everyone enjoyed this video. Next week, we'll be back to our typical videos where it's me getting into all sorts of trouble. All right, that's it for this video. Captain Michael signing out. We'll see you next week.